Hello! It's Thursday. Look, my camera's working. Isn't that great? Okay, glad you're all here for another episode of the Draw Along Show. I want to tell you up front that today's You Draw It portion of the show might take a little longer than usual because we have something truly interesting to draw and a little bit challenging, but if you follow along with me step by step, I guarantee you're going to be fine. And don't forget, all of these episodes are always archived over on YouTube, the old YouTubes, and you can find them on Behance as well. All right? Over 125 episodes of the Draw Along Show and counting. Thanks to all of you who watch almost every week. I really appreciate it. Let's say hi to some folks who are watching right now. Clever's here. What's up, Clever? And Ruth. And I see Z and Fabio and Afroha and Misty. How's it going, Misty? And Mercurial and Glenn and Chris. All these nice, fine folks are here. Folks, we got to get to it. This is a big one. So we don't want to waste any time. We want to get to the drawing. Do we not? Yes, we do. But first, as you know, I always have to tell you a little something interesting. And I thought I'd ask you, what is a mummy's favorite kind of music? Well, it's rap, of course. They just keep getting worse, don't they? Why don't we do some drawing? So, to do these drawings, you have to have something to draw with, right? Could be a pencil, a pen, a marker, a crayon. Could be a nice reed you've pulled out of a nasty, muddy pond, and you just take all that pond scum and mud and nasty stuff, and you just draw all over your parents' favorite carpet with that, okay? And since these drawings are simple, you shouldn't run out of muck before you're done. And also to do these drawings, you have to be able to do three simple things. They are a straight line, a zigzag, and a curvilinear line. Don't forget those curvilinear lines. They could be C-curves. They could go this way, that way. If you can do those three simple things, and I know you can, gang, then you can follow along for the drawing. And we're going to get cracking because, like I said, this one's tricky. But I know you can do it. Let's start with two lines that are rather close together. See that? They're rather close together. And we're going to flare them out this way and that way. So we've got a little bit of symmetry action like we often do in these drawings. Okay, gang? We're going to close that off with a little line like that. It's kind of like you're looking at a trumpet that's facing downwards, right? Like the bell of the trumpet, okay? From here, we're going to do a tiny little triangle shape like that. That is very small, right? So what do we do next? Watch this. Look at the width of this line, right? That's the third line we drew. We're going to leave a little space here, and we're going to draw a line that's slightly wider than that one. Check it out. About like that. All right. That's about what you want. And then we're just going to connect those corners there, okay? Come on down this way, not quite the same angle, slightly less close to horizontal, and do that. So 1 and 2 and 3. Close it all off like that. With me so far, how are we all doing? Come back up here to the top of these lines, okay? Now, check out my drawing. Look at how this looks. Look at your paper, okay, or whatever you're drawing on. Maybe you're drawing on an iPad. Look at your drawing and check out how long these two lines are on my drawing and see how they compare to yours, because you want these to be about this long in order for this to all work out, okay? Now here, see these two lines here? I'm going to just copy what I did down here up there at the top, all right? They're going to do the same thing in this direction. A 1 and a 2. Very interesting. Now, remember this long line we drew right here? All right. We are going to draw a line that is about that same length heading out in this direction. So it's going to be the farthest point out to the left we've drawn so far. There it goes. Okay. Make it a little longer. There we go. Same on this side. Like that. That's the next step. And then you want to connect this to this and this to that. Check it out. Uno et deux. All right. Okay, so far, so good. Now, here comes a nice curvilinear line from this corner to the end of the line there. What? Bum. Same over here. Bow. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's come on down here. All right. And I'm going to just look at these two corners, drop a line down here and a line down there. Slight angle to those, right? And just close them off. Everybody with me so far? Now here I'm going to angle out slightly this away, like that. Same over here. All right. And now here, okay, at these two corners, I'm going to, remember this line right here? Kind of do the same thing, same kind of angle there, like that, and like that. And then I just have to connect these two. Simple, simple. Connect those two like that. All right. There we go. Ruth says a sphinx. Interesting. Z asks, how do you draw such straight lines? Well, let's see. I don't always draw perfectly straight lines, but sometimes, because I'm using Photoshop, I hold down the Shift key, and it allows me to make perfect horizontals or verticals. But if I'm drawing at an angle, I just have to keep my hand nice and steady and just go for it. Don't you worry about that. If they're a little wobbly, it's not going to matter, folks. I promise you. Not a big deal. Now from here, we're going to go up, up, and up. Now look how far we went, right? We stopped just above these two lines, and that's as far as we went, right? Not too far. Now from here, I'm going to, instead of drawing straight across, check this out, I'm going to angle it up slightly, and I'm going to stop right before I get to this corner here. Check it out. Up I go and stop right about there. Up I go and stop right about there. And then I'm just going to curve it down to meet this line, like that. Curve and curve. All right. Oops, that one's a little low. There we go. Now from here, I'm going to follow that curve. Follow the curve, stop right about there. Follow the curve, stop right about there. See that? So we're following that curve and we're stopping about halfway out through here. And then I'm just going to connect these two with a nice straight line like that. Straightish, as I said before. These don't have to be perfectly straight. No pressure. All right, let's come on over into these eyes, because you can see right now we're drawing a face, right? Now I want to draw some irises, and I'm going to draw them pretty far out. Watch. 1, 2. These are big. 1, 2. Big irises, so you're only seeing part of them. Okay, check out the spacing on that. You want to try and match that. It's important because it goes a long way towards making this drawing look like the thing we are drawing. Has anybody figured this out? What are we drawing? Maria from Metropolis. That's another good guess. Ah, clever. You got it. Needs a vulture and a cobra. All right, check it out right here, okay? Above the nose, we're gonna pop up this way, do a little line like that, and then just a slightly curved line that way and a slightly curved line that way. Whoops, there we go, that's better. And just square it off, okay? Next to it, follow that same pattern and go up and out. See what I'm doing here? This is following that curve. There we go. So this one curves out, concave, convex, I think, yeah, and this is concave, right? Am I getting that right? And then we just go uno, dos, up, 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 okay? Bump, 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 bump. See that? Here I just go dot, dot, zigzag, okay? Dot, dot, zigzag. Alrighty. I think we know where we're going with this. Look at the center here. Okay. Now, to the left of this little guy and to the right of this little guy, right here in the center of our entire drawing, I'm just going to make a little dot right there. When you make these little dots, it gives you a little point of reference. Okay. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Right here, okay, I want you to look at this line that's traveling up on the outside of the face. And I'm just going to curve it out this way and stop right about here. Okay, check it out. Curve and stop. Same on this side. Curve and stop. Okay. And now it only remains for me to do a slight curvilinear line to connect this here. And imagine I'm drawing it back behind here and connecting that part as well. All right, it's okay if you leave a little space there like I did. No big deal. And from here, little line out and a little line out. All right, now let's leave that alone for a minute. We're going to come down here under the chin. Look at the total height from the chin to the top of the forehead, right here. Imagine you're doubling that distance down to about here and make a little dot, okay? And then from these corners of the chin, I'm going to head down that direction and stop right there. Heading down that direction. Notice how I'm tapering in as I come down. Here I'm going to curve up right over that dot, come down, and across. So we go down, down, curve up over that dot, and look at that. We're in good shape. Now just inside the jaw on this side, I'm going to follow that same angle down to here, and I'm going to stop. Watch. Down, stop right there, and down, and stop right there. And then I'm going to angle slightly inwards. How are we doing, folks? Hey, let's see. Anybody else joining us? Yes, we have Biola's here. Nice to see you. That's right. RB's here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining, guys. Remember, if you're watching over on Twitter or the old YouTubes, I'm following the chat on Behance. Okay, that's be.net/live. That's where you're going to find the community chatting together, and that's where I'll be reading your comments. Okay, now we're going to pop back out here to the outside. We want to look at the distance here of this neck that we drew. Okay, we want to pop out halfway, wider than here. So I'm traveling out this direction, make a little dot for myself, and I want to aim for that dot. Okay, same over this way. Come out this way, make myself a little dot. Aim, whoops, for that dot. See, I don't get perfectly straight lines all the time. Who cares? Angle back in slightly, angle back in slightly. Alrighty. And we're traveling down this way now. I'll bump this up so everybody can see it. We're traveling this way, we're traveling that way. We're going to come down and around and down and around. I have to give myself a target to aim for. So starting from the corners of the neck, I just drop straight down and straight down like that. Okay. How far do I drop? About the same length as the neck, maybe a tiny bit shorter, right? I'm going to pull this in slightly now that I can see where I got to go. Okay, make these lines a little longer. And from here, I'm going to angle down slightly, and then I'm going to curve it in. Check it out. Down with a curve. So that's a straight line, followed by a curvilinear line. So we go straight and curve. Okay? And folks, we are almost there. I told you this was a long one, but it's worth it. Check it out. All right, from right here, we're going to angle out this way, just inside of that line. Bam. And bam. This whole thing is very symmetrical with the exception of the two animal ornaments up here, right? And now here we're going to come down and around right to the center, okay? Now, to make this easy, I'm going to look at the width of this area from here to here, and I'm going to come down slightly inside of that and just draw myself a nice straight line down there, and something to aim for. And from here, I'm just going to come down and meet up with that. So I'm going to come down and meet up. Down and meet up. And that completes the entire silhouette of King Tut's Death Mask. All right, pretty nifty. Now, what about all that texture that you would imagine to be the ornamentation, the detail? You can look this up online if you want to see how it looks, okay? Got to give him some ears. So right here, this is the last little step. Check this out. Right here in between the eyebrow and where this line carries off for where there's a plane change there for the cheek, we're going to draw a little bump like that. Nice curvilinear line. We're going to angle down a little bit. See where the bottom of the nose is? Pow! Up and over, and down, and pow. And that is the shape we have there. So now to that ornamentation. These lines follow this one here, okay? Those move in that direction. Then we come up and over, and eventually we go straight and start following across this way, okay? Those go all the way down to here, okay? So these are going to be going like this, all the way up to meet that. Meanwhile, here, got a little line there, a little line there. You're going to travel this way, around, okay? Around, following those contours, okay? And people have seen this before, but you can do a sort of a crisscrossy thing here with that beard, right? Pretty neat. And there's more to it, but you know, look it up and decorate it, color it if you want. That is a pretty monumental, you draw it. Usually you don't spend that long on it, but it's such an interesting and complex rather, drawing. But I knew you guys could do it if you follow along. Remember, you can watch this back and you can do it step by step, and you could even memorize these steps, and you could draw this anytime and impress the socks off anybody. They say, holy cow, that's pretty darn amazing, right? Folks, it's time for some very serious art advice, okay? And I like to give you this advice, as always, with funny faces. But it is serious what I'm talking about. Today, we are talking about how to look at your own art and how to get better by giving yourself constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. Okay, what do I mean by that? A lot of people will say to me, I can't draw noses, or that nose is really bad, or look how badly I drew that nose. And they get all frustrated. I say, folks, that's not helping you at all to get better at drawing. And it's also not helping your self-esteem, not helping your confidence, is it? So what is the secret to making it work? I will tell you the secret to making it work right now. The secret is you have to use the right vocabulary. Instead of saying, that nose really stinks, I don't like it, you say, that nose is slightly too far to the left. That nose is slightly too tall. That nose should be a little wider. That nose should be closer to the eyes. That nose should be more centered. Listen to the difference with the words I'm using. When you use words like these, centered, left, right, up, down, wide, narrow, long, short, wrong angle, right? When you start to use words like that, what changes? You give yourself a solution to the problem right there in the critique. See what I mean? Saying that's no good is not specific, and it's also negative. Saying I need to move this way, I need to make that slightly smaller, I need to adjust that line to make it at an angle that is closer to a right angle, more obtuse, more acute, whatever. When you say those things, then you've automatically given yourself an answer to how to solve the problem with the drawing. And if you do that all the way throughout the drawing, guess what? The drawing will be better. And you will feel better because you've figured out how to correct it. And guess what? The next drawing will be better after that. And you do this throughout your entire life. This is how you learn to draw well. Constructive criticism. Use the right vocabulary. Don't get down on yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. That doesn't help anybody. We don't want to do that. That is my advice for you today. Thank you. Alrighty, now it is time for us to get to the old animal and activity game. Of course. Before we get there, we do have to do a little appreciation station. So, today, we are appreciating Glenn. Glenn. Well, Glenn, we had just flown into Cairo late at night, and you insisted on going for an early morning jog by the pyramids. I was so mad at you because I wanted to sleep in. I didn't like your healthy habits, at least not at that particular moment. But I went along with you, and it's a good thing I did because as we were jogging, you tripped on a stone, fell flat on your face, felt sorry for you. But then we turned around, we looked at that stone, we said, wait a second. That stone doesn't look like a normal stone. Started digging a little bit, and guess what? It was the tip of an ear of a golden cat, a massive golden cat statue. We called the Cairo Museum. They came and dug it up, dated all the way back to 2500 BC. They gave you a very nice chunk of change for that discovery, carted it off to the museum, and wow, what an adventure that was, discovering an ancient Egyptian artifact. Congratulations to you. We appreciate you. And it's a good thing you like to exercise, or we would never have found that. Well done, Glenn. All right, for the animal and activity game, you need to suggest for me an animal doing something funny, weird, strange, bizarre, unexpected. I will draw it for you. Put it in the chat, please. As an example, yesterday we drew a panda DJing. We've also done things like a dancing Frankenstein's monster. We've done a jump roping cow, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, crocheting. Look at all these cool ideas. And these are the ideas that you all come up with. So while you're getting your brains buzzing and getting some ideas, I'm going to grab my nice light blue color to sketch with. There it is, looking good. And I'm ready to do my part. All I need from you are some interesting suggestions for the animal and activity game. Let's see what we have today. A turtle curling, a snake playing violin, a chihuahua riding a robot vacuum, a squirrel playing volleyball. Aha. A dolphin ice skating, a turtle boxing. I like these ideas, they're very cool. Gareth, let's try the dolphin ice skating. That's a weird one. See if I can make it work. All right, here we go. Dolphin. By the way, I know I looked this up one time. The difference between a dolphin and a porpoise. I can't remember what the difference was. Anybody out there? Give me a little hand there. I can't remember the difference. Get that shape right there. We're gonna have our ice skating dolphin here. He's only gonna have one skate. See that? Actually, let's put this. And we're gonna get that shape just right. There we go. Sort of doing a little jump like that. That's a cute ice skating dolphin. What do you think? I like that. Alrighty. Knocking it back, grabbing my dark blue, and up. Oh, we gotta make a new layer. Haha. Woohoo. Oops. There we go. And give him a little wave. And then here, I'm going to draw that ice skate. Remembering that it's foreshortened a little bit there on the part that goes up over the ankle, so to speak. Not that the dolphin has ankles, but you get the idea. And down. Like so. And I think I'll put the shadow there. And so look at that. There's a happy ice skating dolphin. Voila. There you go, folks. Thank you for joining me for the Draw Along show. I will be out next week, but I'll be returning actually in 2 weeks, because the following week after that, there will be a Adobe shutdown. But next week, there are going to be some replays of some shows that I've done. You'll get to see a replay of a masterclass. I have another live masterclass tomorrow, so hope you'll join me for that. Take care of each other, and please remember to be kind. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now.